Hello, Hearties. It's me, James Lott Jr. here of JLJ Media. This is the When Calls the Heart Aftershow. And we're doing, obviously, episode 7 of season 11. First of all, I hope everybody had a great weekend. I'm continuing my birthday tour and having fun celebrating. So it's been a lot of fun. But I think this is the first week I have to get back to work and like really, really do my job. I have spring fever. I just want to play in the garden. Same fun. But I am back and I'm looking forward to this HFR coming up in September. Just saying you may see me. I don't know. I'm inquiring, looking at stuff. Keep you posted on that front. But I'm glad they're doing another one for the fans, everybody. It's a great event. If you haven't, go check out the news about it. It's really good. They always give a good event. So this is, I want to talk about this episode. I am really enjoying these episodes. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of meat, as they say in these episodes. There's actual story, and I know it's have a large cast, so it's kind of hard. But we got to see a couple of people who haven't been featured the last couple of episodes. Like there are a couple of great scenes with Ned and Florence. It was just wonderful. And we had Faith and the cute scene with Lily, bringing back Tom, which I'll talk about in a second. Help some of that stuff. Um, Seeing the choir again. I just and there's some really meaty storylines like the resort, um, Lucas's shooting, and then of course Tom just added to a story in there too, along with a lot of little stories. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying just a good solid hour of story. And of course, if you are a Nathan and Elizabeth fan, they're playing all the beats for you. So you're a fan of that. You're getting all those Beatles cutesy beats. They're doing all that. But again, I want to start with um, I'll do a couple of smaller stories. The Lucas story about having a hard time with the resort. I didn't realize the storyline was going to happen. Like it was going to be like a hard time, and how Jeanette and Montague are the only two people that somehow all these other people are nobody's bidding. There's something going on out there, right? There's obviously something going on out there against Lucas, um, and watching him struggle because this promises jobs and all this other stuff, and like you said, times are changing, and they don't want Hope Valley to be left behind. Which you can see the town is changing and the times are changing, and and this huge idea was so wonderful and great, but you need money, and I like that they explored for a minute. They say something local that would either be Henry or him or Lucas himself or Lee, and they just Lee was like, yeah, we can't be doing all that. But I love that Henry was the voice of reason. Like, go back to season one to now, and Henry's the voice of reason. Like, wow. Um, but just a character study how that is, and it's Edwin who's like really pushing him. Um, the governor thinks of an idea, some law of emergency funds, and it's like it just would just be bad for taxpayers. And it's like of course, I said this. The show always relates things to the present. It just wouldn't be a good look. And then he has Henry saying, maybe the best thing to do is just pull out. Me he's the angel on the shoulder. Like, I never thought I'd put Angel and Henry together. Then he had Edward's kind of the devil on the shoulder, going, you have two people. You don't want to do Homegirl. Montague will get it done. And I was like, oh, Lucas, don't do it. Don't do it. And at the end, he's calling for Montague. We'll see how this plays out. I'm already like, oh, I'm gonna close my eyes and it's gonna be not good. I just have a feeling it's gonna be good. So I think but still it makes a great story, obviously. So I'm like, this is gonna be very interesting. Watching him handle the governorship, plus I get projects pushed through. The other storyline I just love, I want them to have their own spin-off series, is Bill and Elizabeth, and trying to find who shot Lucas, and them going to Nathan, and Nathan just like he's the law, he's going by the book, and this is what they said here, and like that, and I love that Elizabeth, who's kind of taking a lead on this a little bit, is they're doing their research together, working very well together. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. They brought Mrs. Pike, Hazel Pike, in there. Nice surprise, because I at first I thought we talked something different tonight, because a real live thing happened. That happens with new moms. She was about to leave to go see Mrs. Pike, and the first time away from Goldie. I thought there was a huge discussion about when you first leave a child, how hard it is, and what didn't happen. She showed up to them, um, and of course, but still, it was kind of cute that Rosemary's like try to play it off, of course, because she would, but then of course it's hitting her. She'll leave her baby. It's hard to leave a baby. It's hard to do that. But his character, who is forgetful, they keep mentioning that, and she kind of does it too. But I like that she was like, I'm certain he was with me. But then, like, oh yeah, somebody did pay, for my hip replacement. I fell. And then also this very sweet moment when, because again, my girl, I say it every week, Pascal's just so wonderful. Just her switch when she said, when Mrs. Pike says, Clayton was my miracle baby. And she could totally relate. She was like, I could totally relate. I used to have my miracle baby. So it's kind of like, that was a cool moment of bonding as they're talking. But I just love that whole of those scenes and everything. It was great. And again, they're moving along in this thing. And as you just see, spoiler alert, if you just see next week's spoiler, they're getting Pike to come through Hope Valley. I thought that's a smart move. Nathan said he'll get that to happen. Very smart. Get him to come through Hope Valley. They can question him. See, why is he doing this? It's obviously a setup. But I just love the sleuth thing. I love the sleuth thing, and I'm putting it together. Everybody's smart and wonderful. So this, for me, those secondary storylines are moving along as we get to the second half of the season now. I'm excited to see what happens with them. I'm really invested to see what happens. And they briefly, of course, mentioned Jacob didn't respond. However, we see for next episode, we're going to see Jacob. So that should be interesting. So that's going to be really good. So we're getting some moving right along there. The main story, of course, is the return of Tom Thornton. Nice to see him back. And so the whole premise is that it's Jack's birthday. And it's so funny, because I'm glad that they haven't forgotten Jack. You move on. Obviously, it's been several years now, over the years since it's been gone. But I'm glad that the show is keeping this original character, the mountain we all love so much, still in the hearts of the show. And Elizabeth saying, I don't know when it switched for her, the morning basically into gratitude, which is, like I said, all of us who've lost someone, that's a very interesting thought, right? I always have like the gravestone's too small. That's just me. Should have a bigger gravestone. But to have Tom, little Jack, of course, is growing up. He knows about his daddy, the memory of his daddy. I'm glad keeping that alive. And just having Tom back was like, oh yeah, that's right. He was season 2, season 5. Like he was on. And there's a whole history when he saw Faith and was like, she's still a nurse. That made sense. I know she's a doctor, and I think they have chemistry. I'm totally like Tom Faith romance, all in. I'm already. I see chemistry. But the parts I almost forgot about was Rosemary's connection to Tom because of Jack, and it's like, yeah, when you're kids, and she's a singer and he's performing. I was like, that's right. There's a whole world where Rosemary and Jack go way back also. But then of course I forgot about Julie and how Julie and Tom have a whole history on the show. Like it's just I love to read characters that have rich histories on the shows. You see them a little older, you see them a little later. Like them, you're like, what are they up to? What's going on? He works for this guy, impresario, music impresario, Sweeney, um, and he talks about this choir competition in Salt Lake City. I just, when Nathan was like, I'm not sure, and the choir, audition, quote unquote, and they get the money together. I kept laughing. $5 is so expensive. Like, yes, back then it was. I know it's almost fine, almost again these days. When Nathan had concerns, I was like, oh, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. And I'm glad to see it's not gonna be just one episode. I thought Tom was coming through and he's leaving, but they're gonna continue because the Sweeney guy, of course, swindled them. He's decided to stay. And they used to throw the whole thing, but I'm glad he's staying. But I like him and Faith. I see something there. He needs some more romances, I think, on there, kind of, other than the main one. But I really liked it, and I thought it was kind of it's another dimension of Elizabeth. Remembering Jack's birthday, talking to him, having calling little Jack more and more now, and less little Jack, and having Tom there because she cares. Tom's like a brother to her too. There always says all this history, and to have a show that's been on for that's the 11th season. It's always fun to reach back with certain characters and see where they are now, because in real life that would happen too. Of course, he would come to town at some point to meet his nephew and possibly go to the gravesite and all that stuff. So I enjoyed that. I thought it was a solid episode, um, with some weighty material, and now we've gone over the hump. Now we're getting into the last 5 episodes, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that's last 5 episodes of the season. So it should be very interesting to see where they're taking this. It was good to see him. It was good to have somebody. I thought another Thornton in the mist. Because I'll tell you guys, I do miss Jack and Elizabeth back in the day. I do miss it. It's funny when you have a long-term show. And of course, times have changed also in the last 10 years too. Just watch long-term show. We watched the first, a lot of us watched the first 4 or 5 episodes a lot. We watched it over and over again and a lot. Now we got, 10 seasons behind us, and now half of season 11. It's a little harder sometimes, but you get hooked on, you just know those early years, you get hooked on them, and you remember the feelings you get when when it first came out and you were watching it, and how it is. But I'll tell you, these last couple of episodes, I have really enjoyed the show in its 11th season, folks. I enjoyed it. That's just for me. I love it. I think that's everybody. I think that's everything. I'm James Lott Jr., of course. I'll be back next Monday, which actually will be, Memorial Day for us in America. Well, that's about that. Yes, I guess I'll be doing a show next Monday. I think the show next Monday. I'll be doing it. I'm not working that day, but I will do a show because I'm gonna watch it on Sunday anyway. So I will do a show. Either across Sunday or Monday. I just didn't even think about that. I was like, oh yeah, I took the weekend off, but I'm gonna watch my Calls to Heart and we'll talk about it with you guys. Have a good week. Have a good week. And I will talk to you next time.